Hello, welcome back everybody. We are doing Eclipse pick a card readings today. So I have 3 piles here. We have an eclipse this Saturday. It will be October 14th. For my time zone, it's going to be about 12:55 p.m. Eclipses occur about every 6 months as a new moon or a full moon happens near the north and south nodes on the chart. These nodes determine the directionality of our lives, and the eclipses will mark kind of chapters along that path for us collectively and individually. Eclipses tend to be kind of wild cards. They're a little hard to predict, almost kind of like a Uranus transit, because they can bring unexpected things into our lives, kind of like at the end or beginning of a new chapter in a book. And it can be things that are shocking or things that are natural progressions in life, things that you've been working and building towards, kind of reaching the culmination, the peak of their manifestation. It could be very surprising things also. It really depends on how it's going to hit your chart, especially if there is a Uranus connection with it on the reading for you in your chart. The changes that happen with these eclipses typically are permanent. They are important things that are happening in your life. It's not typically things that are very frivolous or things that are going to be changing back up next week. Like, this is something that you're going to be dealing with long term. And if you want to look back to previous eclipses, sometimes that can help kind of determine, like, okay, well, the last time we had eclipses in Libra and Aries, because that's what this one's in, these type of things started happening for me. And so it might be something similar, kind of a callback or a progression of those previous eclipses that hit your chart about 10, 12 years ago. Like I said, we are starting a new eclipse series. These next 2 years, we're going to have a lot of eclipses on the Aries Libra axis. This will last for about 2 years, and then we'll kind of move on to the next axis where it'll be eclipses happening in Pisces and Virgo. We just finished. We're finishing out this fall with the very last eclipse in the last eclipse series on the Taurus-Scorpio axis. That will be exciting. This one will be a solar eclipse. We will also have a lunar eclipse later this month. But a solar eclipse is on a new moon. It brings in generally something new. I do want to remind you guys to look at where this falls on your chart, because the way it interacts with your natal chart, especially the house it's in, will give you a lot of information on how this eclipse will affect you, and especially over the next 6 months and the next couple years. So if you can get some details off of there for yourself, that might be helpful. But as for this pick a card reading, I'm going to let you guys go ahead and pick your decks if you hadn't already. We have 1, 2, and 3, and we will get started. Hello, deck 1. Welcome to your reading. I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time. I have all your cards here, but I have pulled separate questions for each. Very fun, I know. Oh, sorry, we're shaking. It's a shaky time over here. This tripod is good, but it's sensitive. It's sensitive. So first we're going to look at this card. This one is from the Animal Spirit deck. This will be about the energy coming for you. Not coming for you. The energy you're coming into the next 6 months. I really focus on the next 6 months for this reading. You have the Whale. Let me get the guidebook. I did not put it close to me at all. Okay. It was buried under stuff. Alright. My altar and / desk has just become a little chaotic lately. Alright. The Whale. The Whale energy is this desire to delve deeper. You're going to be moving into a place of seeking this profound peace, wanting to become really connected with this ancient wisdom. I'm also hearing like groundedness, but it does feel more watery, like flowy. This is a water element card. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Okay, the stability is where I was getting that grounded piece. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain, as they have overcome many challenges in their lives. These experiences have enriched them, given them stability, strength, and a depth that is rare. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. We can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost, and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. When in balance, it's calm, steady, deeply compassionate. When it's out of balance, you're going to be feeling this heavy feeling. It's going to feel like you've slipped into an old storyline. To bring it back into balance, come into, or do more self-care, regular self-care. Make it like a daily ritual. And then, excuse me, this next card is going to be the parts of shadow you'll be addressing over the next 6 months, or difficulties coming in, like difficulties, challenges you'll be facing, the theme of those over the next 6 months. So yours is resentfulness. So, resentment. Think loving thoughts for the person or yourself that you resent. It's restricting your emotional happiness. When you notice this pattern, this theme coming up over the next 6 months, this is really great guidance for that. Think loving thoughts for the person or yourself that you resent. It's restricting your emotional happiness. Okay. Now this one is focused on healing for the next 6 months. So what will you be healing in the next 6 months? You will be healing your issues with honoring your energy. If there is anything you've noticed, maybe this will be the time where you're kind of noticing or recognizing an issue, or feeling like you're finally ready to deal with an issue around this, around honoring your energy. It will be something you get to focus on over the next 6 months. So if you have been saying yes to too many things, if you have been letting yourself cross your own boundaries, or letting other people cross your boundaries, all of that wears on you over time. And there's a lot of different reasons people do this. That would probably be something to look inward towards on your own. But over the next 6 months, there's this, it's not even something you're going to feel like you're having to do. It's going to be like, it's going to feel like, okay, this is the natural lesson I'm learning over this next 6 months. In the book, it says we all have those days when we are disinclined to do anything. We all try all sorts of mental tricks to talk ourselves into doing what we think we should be doing. Does this ever work? No. We end up feeling guilty, which is a very low vibration, for not getting anything done, which causes us to try twice as hard the next day, which causes us to get overwhelmed and exhausted, which then leads to becoming caught up in a vicious cycle. The body has rhythms just as everything else does on this earth. Flowers, trees, plants, the elements, the tides ebb and flow, the moon and sun rise and set, the animals hibernate, the flowers grow, bloom, and go dormant. You need to listen to the inherent cycles within you. Rest when you need to, work when you need to. Do not try to outthink the natural rhythms. Go easy on yourself and reserve judgment. You are your own harshest critic. Okay, so now we have the energy you're coming into in the next 6 months, what you're going to be working on dealing with in the next 6 months, where you're growing and healing in the next 6 months. And then here we have what energies will be best for you to work with, that will be in your highest and greatest good for you to work with. It says signs. You are looking for a sign. If you are looking for a sign, here it is. Now, this is a card that comes out when someone is very connected and in tune with the universe around them, which really relates to this whale energy, where you get to be delving deeper and finding the ancient wisdom and the profound peace and connectedness with the universe around you, this emotional, stable connection. And a lot of that will be bouncing back and forth between your psyche, like your soul, and how you can see kind of verification of the connection in the world around you. So your soul will be kind of checking against the rest of the universe. Like, you'll be looking for signs. You'll be looking for, like, oh, well, you know, if I recognize this, then XYZ happens, or vice versa. Like, it's always hard to explain, but these synchronicities can become such a profound, magical part of your life when you start to really acknowledge them and ask for more signs. You can absolutely ask your guides or your ancestors or gods, goddesses, anyone you work with, angels. You can ask them to show you signs. And I think that is something that I'm kind of meant to tell you right now, is that you are able to request to be shown more signs, shown more proof, shown more acknowledgement, anything like that. It feels like there's such little, I don't know how to word that. There's sometimes this feeling when you're kind of getting into new parts of spirituality, or you're kind of getting into it in general. I think from an outside perspective, picking up on signs and reading energy is seen as very woo-woo, like, oh, well, you have to be born with some magical, crazy talent. And maybe that's true to an extent, but there is so much that comes through you just being willing to look into those parts of your life, being willing to ask for signs, being willing to be open-minded enough to explore spirituality in the world around you, and energy in the world around you. There's probably a natural amount of energy you already pick up on, that you wouldn't consider to be energy reading, but it kind of is, kind of being able to sense the elephant in the room, or kind of be able to pick up on power dynamics, or pick up on the way people are feeling. Like, there's a lot of little things that you can start with and then grow in that area, like the more you dive deeper. So anyway, ask for signs. You will start to see them. You'll be great. Whichever way you like to do that. If you want to look for animals that are coming up in your life, or numbers, or colors, or sometimes it's just so random. Like, my latest synchronicity has been like Taylor Swift stuff. And then I've noticed different things with my friends and people around me. You'll notice different things just popping up all the time. And that feeling is so magical, just feeling, even if you don't take the time to like decipher what everyone means, like, at the very least, it feels like you're connected with the universe around you, with the energy, like this divine energy around you, that we're all connected. So, moving on. This one is going to be very fun and very nice. This is going to be blessings for your next 6 months. Oh, you have Wunjo. Wunjo is wonderful. Your blessings for the next 6 months are literally kind of the same keywords as the whale over here. Peace, joy, success, fellowship, comfort, glory, pleasure. Like, it's a very peaceful, connected energy, very joyous. It's a little bit more like excitable feeling than the whale energy. But there's going to be some really nice bliss points coming in for you. Like, I feel like this is so many glimmers coming up. It's going to be really beautiful. Really beautiful blessings coming in your future here. Let's see. we're gonna pull one more card. I want to end these readings with a card pull with a message from your guides, the universe, for your next 6 months. Feeling 3 for you. Whoa, no, that one, this one. Feeling the 3 for you today. First, we have message for the next 6 months. Do not let this write your story. Your story isn't up yet. I mean, these are going to be pivotal points, but just this one eclipse, what happens around this one eclipse over this next 6 months is going to be interesting, but it's not going to be like the end-all be-all of the storyline. So don't get too wrapped up in feeling like, oh, this is it now. There's a lot more to the story that's going to be coming through soon. Next, you have let this also teach you, right on top of your your growth card. It's kind of funny how that lined up. And then it says, it is time to speak the truth in love. So if you start to doubt, like, should I speak up? Should I feel defeated and not say anything? Like, it's just like you have really empowering messages here, and don't be afraid to speak up, especially in a loving way or about love. This is the time to do all of that. Look for signs. You're going to connect deeper. And you have this like speaking loving thing going on at the same time here as like thinking loving thoughts for the person or yourself. I feel like that's another connection there. So, hope this was helpful. As for my current offerings, you are more than welcome to go to my website and book me for a reading. I have hour-long readings available right now to be booked. I also have mini readings available if you're interested in a shorter timeline, shorter reading. These are also available as subscriptions if you'd like to get them monthly or weekly. Those are really great, like regular check-in type readings, those mini ones. That's available. You also get a huge discount. You also get a huge discount for being on that subscription. Let's see, if you are interested in chatting with me and having a card pull just here and there, go ahead and follow me on TikTok, because I go live on TikTok and we do card pulls for people coming in with questions. Sometimes I'll have a theme for the night. Other times I'll just roll with it and do free card pulls on my TikTok live streams, which if you catch me at the right time, it's meant to be, and you'll get an answer right away. So yeah, if you want to watch more videos with me, we have a really fun new channel going called Lunar Monday, where we've been talking about all things witchy and making witchy crafts and spells. We made this recently. This is my spell jar. There's a little temperance card in there. If you look up at it all close and stuff. Currently, as I'm filming this right now, Dark Lyman is still on pause, but I'm trying to put some content out there just to keep it fun for a while. Anything else? I think that's it. Stay tuned. Check in here for more pick a card readings and Sun Moon Rising interviews. I love hearing from you guys, so let me know which messages from which deck impacted you the most or hit you the hardest, and it makes it sound so aggressive. Yeah, let me know which parts really hit you the hardest, and I will talk to you next time. Bye. Welcome, deck 2. Let's get into your reading. I have done things a little bit differently this time, in a fun, good way, great way. It's just got me thinking about my daughter now. My littlest one, when you ask her, like, oh, how was your day? How is your friend doing? Or how is anything going? She doesn't say good or fine, or she goes, great. Every single time she goes. I'm like, oh, how was your friend at school today? Great. How was your day? Great. How are you feeling? Great. It's so cute. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing great today. And you're feeling great about this new moon eclipse, the solar eclipse. We're going to start with this card over here. This one is going to be showing you the energy coming in for the next 6 months for you. Hawk energy. Whoa. Oh my god. Okay. I was like, I felt the energy right as I flipped it, like a flaming hawk was flying right at me. Hope y'all enjoy my weird comments during these readings sometimes. Okay. The hawk energy. This is a very watchful vibe. It's all-seeing. It's this messenger of divinity. The guidebook says that the sharp eyes of the hawk watch our every move. This keen-eyed bird has the ability to see every little detail as well as the bigger picture. When this card appears, fate has its eyes on you, and the winds are shifting. It is said that the hawk carries news upon its wings and is sent from divinity itself to deliver it. The message should not be taken lightly. Though it may seem small or insignificant, it will eventually redirect your course. You are having a redirection. That is the energy for you over the next 6 months. You are going to be noticing all the details. You're going to be feeling this shift, like almost like it feels like not like a calling, but like the universe is like pushing you into a different part of life that you haven't had to do much of yet. This is a big shift. When this energy is balanced, it feels like it sees clearly and it feels intuitive. But when this energy gets out of balance, you're going to be feeling like you're seeing too much, like it's overwhelming, or you're suspicious. But to help bring it back into balance over the next 6 months, when it starts to get out of balance, remember you're going through a perspective shift, that everything is shifting right now, and so your mindset also has to shift along with that. That kind of brings us into our next card. This one is going to be shadow traits or difficulties that you're going to be facing over the next 6 months. So the theme of the difficulties for you over the next 6 months are going to be quarrels. It says, quarrelsome. Does this action fulfill an emotional need for you? Does it make you feel powerful? Is it a bad habit that needs to stop? So these are going to be great questions for you to ask when this theme starts to appear in your life. These situations that are quarrelsome start to manifest. You want to ask, does this action fulfill an emotional need for you? Number 1. Number 2, does it make you feel powerful? Number 3, is it a bad habit that needs to stop? Now, I do feel this with this like fiery hawk energy. Like you're ready to just like swoop down and attack, like a bullet. Like it felt so aggressive in some way, this hawk energy. It almost felt like I was under attack the way that it's manifesting, or like the energy is coming out of it right now. Okay, this next card, I almost forgot to tell you what it's about. This next card is going to be what you're healing over the next 6 months. And you have masculine energy that is getting healed these next 6 months. The fact that it came through reverse does make me feel like you've been you already kind of know you're struggling with this, or like you've recently realized that you've been struggling with this already. And it's not like it hasn't been a problem already. Oh wow, and the guidebook, this is the last card was number 15. This one is number 16. Deck 1 had 15 and you have 16. I only have to turn one page. So masculine energy in the guidebook, it talks about the sun and how it's powerful. It's a life force without which nothing on this earth could survive. The masculine energy is one of action, doing, creating, forcing. In nature, it is balanced out with feminine energy. When we find ourselves embodying this energy, we get things done. We are thinking, logical beings. If we reside here too staunchly, we do not have any room for the opposite energy to come in. Being able to effortlessly flow from one to the other, masculine to feminine, is the pinnacle of being in flow energetically. Sometimes, in love relationships, the energy turns topsy-turvy, and we end up residing to an energy that doesn't meet our highest need. This is hard to break out of due to fear. The fear of, if I don't do it, it won't get done. Realize that two people make up a relationship, and in an evolved relationship, it develops its own energetic balance, a perfect combination of yin and yang, masculine and feminine. If there is a void in one area, an imbalance will develop, and this is the nature of things. Subconsciously, we will try to balance out. Being aware, it is a perfect first step. Alternatively, this card signifies a very important man in your life. This could, like the saying, be pointing to you spending very healing time with a certain masculine person in your life. So, let's see. This next one is going to be great energies for you to work with. See, I said great again. Over these next 6 months, Lilith energy is going to be for you. You have such a, like, active, fiery, aggressive. Now, Lilith is just a kind of, she could be a little harsh, you know, like she isn't fucking around. She's not playing games. Look at the blood dripping off of her skirt, off of her dress. It's incredible. She is so powerful in herself, and she is ready to reclaim her power. This is something that Lilith is well known for in astrology. If you feel like you're ever stuck or caught in like a bad situation, or if you could use Lilith for multiple intentions, but she works best. She's ready. She shows on your chart when you are in a bad situation how you are gonna do whatever it takes to get out of it. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna go too far into that. I'm gonna get on a whole spiel. But Lilith can also be used for manipulation and things like that. If you have bad intentions and you start to use that, like, I'll do whatever it takes energy in every area of your life, you know. So Lilith energy will be amazing for you to work with over the next 6 months. She would be someone where if you want to work with goddesses, she would be a great one for you to start connecting with and learning more about, and maybe have a spot on an altar for her, or start to put things that remind you of her around your space or on your phone or anywhere you're going to be looking a lot. There's this, maybe even you could pray to her. I'm just trying to find ways to explain, like, connecting with a goddess if you haven't done so before. But working with goddesses can be really empowering, especially her, because she is known for self-empowerment. If you want to start working with her, that could be really, really encouraging and helpful over the next 6 months. If not, even just kind of embodying what she's about. Because that energy itself, the themes of her energy are going to be really prominent over the next 6 months for you. She's going to be a great, prominent in like a helpful way. Like when you find help in your life in the next 6 months, you'll kind of notice like, oh, she kind of has this like Lilith vibe to her, or the way this situation played out like really reminds me of this or that about Lilith. Like it's gonna come through in helpful ways. So if you want to encourage that and try to work with her, you can, or you can just kind of let it play out on its own. It's up to you. The rune I have here is going to be blessings coming to you over the next 6 months. You have, oh geez, you have my favorite one. Okay. Oh geez. All about protection. It's representative of the elk, shield, guardian. It's all about self-defense and warding off evil. There is tremendous protection that comes through in any form, with this rune. If you want physical protection, if you want energetic protection, spiritual protection, emotional, mental, whatever, this is a fantastic rune to get as a blessing for the next 6 months. I'm curious how that will manifest in your real life, but you'll notice different forms of protection are going to be coming in for you. Maybe even like financial protection. That would be cool. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some messages for you for the next 6 months. I have, which ones are wanting to come out? I think I have 4 for you. This pile here. The first message for the next 6 months says, release what you cannot control. Release what you cannot control. Now it did come out reversed, so it kind of makes me think there's going to be this like struggle around that card, around that message, where you're going to want to maintain control, and then you're going to realize that you'll have more power. You'll be empowering yourself in the long run when you find the right way to let go of it or release control of that. Next message says, release the past as it is keeping you from the present. Hey, that's similar, isn't it? Your next message says, now is the time to pause and reflect before acting. So it seems like you're going to be doing this letting go phase, and then you're going to be moving into this time where you're like, okay, now I feel like I've fully let that go, and I can pause. I can think about the actions in a new way now before I take my next steps. But it's not going to be this like struggling feeling like it was in the first part of the 6 months. And then also in the second part of the 6 months, it says seek counsel, ask for help, or pray about it. You did get that reversed. So I feel like you might kind of stumble into this new struggle where you're not sure when to ask for help, where you feel like, oh, well, can I should be able to do this on my own, or, you know, when we get into a new mindset or a new place, with this new moon eclipse, that's likely kind of the vibe, the situation. When we get into a new phase of life, we get into a new mindset, we get into a new emotional state, like you do in these, you have this like first part of the 6 months and then second part of the 6 months. It just makes it where you question like, oh, well, is this something I should ask or not? Like when you start a new class or a new job, like even you'll notice like, oh, well, is this question a good question to ask, or should I just wait and see if they give me the answer here in a minute on their own? Like I feel like there's this feeling like, oh, I don't know which thing I should ask, if I should ask about that or if I shouldn't. And you're being encouraged to go ahead and ask all those questions, to communicate, even if it feels kind of awkward. You can seek help, you can seek guidance, you can seek I keep saying seep. You can seek this offering from other people where you can kind of check with them and they can help you along with your new journey you're coming into. And I don't think that that's anything that you will be resented for. It's not going to create any new stress. The only stress that's going to come from that is this like hesitancy that you'll have. Like you might get this hesitancy that won't go away, and then you hold yourself back, and that can become a problem. So that card's kind of coming through as like a warning for you. So like after you get to this time where you're ready to make this new decision and you have questions, or you made a new decision and then you have questions, like you need to go ahead and ask. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time dwelling on whether you should ask for help or not, or ask for guidance or not. Okay, well, I hope that was helpful. I will see you guys next time. I hope you have an amazing eclipse. As for my current offerings, you are more than welcome to go to my website and book me for a reading. I have hour-long readings available right now to be booked. I also have mini readings available if you're interested in a shorter timeline, shorter reading. These are also available as subscriptions if you'd like to get them monthly or weekly. Those are really great, like regular check-in type readings, those mini ones. That's available. You also get a huge discount. You also get a huge discount for being on that subscription. Let's see, if you are interested in chatting with me and having a card pull just here and there, go ahead and follow me on TikTok, because I go live on TikTok and we do card pulls for people coming in with questions. Sometimes I'll have a theme for the night. Other times I'll just roll with it and do free card pulls on my TikTok live streams, which if you catch me at the right time, it's meant to be, and you'll get an answer right away. So yeah, if you want to watch more videos with me, we have a really fun new channel going called Lunar Monday, where we've been talking about all things witchy and making witchy crafts and spells. We made this recently. This is my spell jar. There's a little temperance card in there. If you look up at it all close and stuff. Currently, as I'm filming this right now, Dark Lyman is still on pause, but I'm trying to put some content out there just to keep it fun for a while. Anything else? I think that's it. Stay tuned. Check in here for more pick a card readings and Sun Moon Rising interviews. I love hearing from you guys, so let me know which messages from which deck impacted you the most or hit you the hardest, and it makes it sound so aggressive. Yeah, let me know which parts really hit you the hardest, and I will talk to you next time. Bye. Hello, deck 3. Welcome to your reading. We've done things a little bit differently this time. It's in a good way. It's very, very fun, very great. We're gonna start over on this side. I've asked a different question about your next 6 months to each of these cards. Let's get started. So this first one is going to be the energy you're coming into over the next 6 months. You have Elk energy. So we're focusing a lot on the next 6 months until the next eclipses come in the next eclipse season. Let's see. Where are you, Elk? I'm looking for the Elk in the book. There we go. These Earth cards always throw me off. I can never find the Earth cards in the book. Maybe it's because I don't have a lot of Earth placements in my chart. It's like mostly water and air, a little bit of fire, and then Earth in my chart's just kind of mostly absent. So okay, makes sense that I wouldn't be able to find any Earth things in the book. So the Elk energy that you're coming into over the next 6 months is all about stability, resiliency. It's kind of a headstrong energy, and it can be connected to the father archetype. The great elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes. The elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold these values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part, they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world needs more elk energy. So over the next 6 months, you'll notice yourself moving more and more into this energy, whether you're really embodying it or whether it's just showing up all around you. When this energy is in balance, when it's feeling good, it's going to feel supportive and kind and consistent. But when it's out of balance, it's going to feel pretentious. It's going to feel like this high and mighty feeling. But to help bring it back into balance, when you start to notice over the next 6 months, if it starts to get out of balance, you can eat and drink more consciously to bring it into balance. This could be even like kitchen witchery if you're interested in that, or if you just like intentional eating, or you like putting good energy into your food, or blessing your food before you eat it. There's a lot of different things that people do with food, but doing so more consciously, even just keeping yourself grounded and very present as you're eating, can be an experience, almost like you're trying a new food, even though you've already had it plenty of times. It's just reminded me of this exercise I did in therapy once, where he had you, like, the therapist would have you try different grounding techniques, and one of them was really trying to stay present through like every chewing of your bite of food. Like, it was really fully experiencing it the whole time. We used raisins. So you were like slowly chewing this raisin, which felt funny, but like it was very different. It feels kind of like this message coming through right now. Anyways, the next card is going to be more about what trauma struggles you're going to be facing, shadow side struggles you're going to be facing, just difficulties in general coming up in the next 6 months for you. You have possessiveness. It says possessive. You're clinging on to someone or something way too tightly. Learn to let go. Love has no ownership. Everyone has free will. So when you start to notice issues around possessiveness come up over the next 6 months, this will be a great message for you to remember. It says you're clinging on to someone or something way too tightly. Learn to let go. Love has no ownership. Everyone has free will. Awesome. This next card is going to be about what you're healing over the next 6 months. What you're healing on, what you're growing in the next 6 months is feminine energy. Interesting how you have, a notably masculine card in the guidebook. A masculine card and a feminine card. So maybe there's some ideas of like balance coming through, or maybe you're going to be feeling like you're living more in the masculine energy, but you're healing the feminine at the same time. I bet that one is the next card in the deck. Wow. These cards were not sorted in order. So for this healing spot, deck number 1 had card 15, deck number 2 had card 16, and you, deck 3, have 17. So I just turned to the next page again in the guidebook. You literally had 3 cards in order for this card pull. And I mean, we shuffle these. I've had this deck for years, and I never sort it by number. So that is wild. You have 3 cards in order. Okay, feminine energy. Darkness, the moon, the tides, the quiet gestation before the chaos, the void. These are all aspects of feminine energy. It's passive, waiting, gestating, and nurturing. It is the opposite of the prior card, the masculine card. It even references prior card. Oh my god. So very different, yet the perfect combination. Companion. Perhaps you have yet to find your feminine side. This life you are leading right now has given you opportunities to embrace this part of you. But between the two opposing energies, feminine energy is the harder one to embrace. It requires trust and lack of fear. Trust that all is as it should be, and the absence of the fear of things not getting done. Perhaps in the past you had been hurt when you were embracing your feminine energy, physically or mentally. This was the free will of the person who hurt you. It was not caused by being who you were. Do not let the actions of another dictate who you need to be. Examine your feminine side. Become friends with her again. Alternatively, this card can represent an important woman in your life. So a couple things on that. There is a chance that this represents someone around you with a strong feminine energy, or represents femininity to you, or something along those lines that will be very prevalent in your life the next 6 months, and will be prevalent in a very healing way. Or this could be more internalized, or could be both, honestly. Getting this masculine feminine thing, like, this is probably going to be something that's extremely personal to you, so I don't want to try to assume too much coming from a general reading, but there's something going on with the dynamic of the yin yang within you, this like masculine feminine within you, where you're going to be feeling both of them in kind of different ways over the next 6 months. It feels like there's some shifting going on, and like some resolutions on this femininity side, of course, and this like embracing embodiment, especially on this masculine side. And again, that will manifest in differently for everyone, because everyone has their own kind of way they relate to gender and these archetypes in general. So I think I'm going to leave that there. But there is this like kind of differing sides duality thing going on within you. And you'll notice shifts over the next 6 months. Now, these two cards that I just flipped over, I just hid her. I feel guilty for hiding her. Okay, we're gonna just have it there for a second. These cards are going to be energies that you can work with to help you over the next 6 months. So you have Isis, and Isis is a lot about water and like where water is reflected. It's about casting spells, protection, and healing. So if you want to work with goddesses, I just went over a whole spiel in deck 2 over like if you want to work with a goddess basically, or if you want to just like kind of embrace the themes of that goddess in yourself and in your life. Either way, you can do this kind of by bringing, if you work with the goddess, you kind of encourage this like bringing in, like calling in more help thing. If you just kind of let yourself embrace it as it comes naturally, that's also an option. I don't want to like push deity work on anybody just because they were listening to this pick card reading, but feel free to do so or not do so. But the themes of her are going to be coming up when you find help over the next 6 months either way. So if you get help from a person, maybe that person does it in like an Isis way, or reminds you of different things about Isis. Perhaps the way a situation plays out just kind of reminds you of different stories of Isis. Either way, it would be really great for you to do more research and learn more about Isis, as it will be so helpful to you over the next 6 months. Maybe even just reading about her gives you like these healing lessons that you can take with you that will help you over the next 6 months. The next one says movement. Inspiration is drawn to motion. So movement practices are going to be very helpful to you as well, even just like stretching or yoga, or going to work out or dancing, anything like that. In this card also hints at the idea of like things are gonna progress easier, or they're gonna be inspired to, there's like a glimmer that comes in with this concept of movement for you over this time, which is really lovely and exciting. So the last rune, it's not the last card, it's a rune. The last one in my lineup here is a Elder Futhark rune, and I asked what blessings are coming to you over the next 6 months. How feminine. How feminine. You have Pertho. This one is such a Scorpio vibe. And you have a Scorpion here, and you have this like femininity, like sacral scorpionic vibe. I don't know. I am not trying to make this about Scorpios, but I am a Scorpio, and I would love to make everything about Scorpios. So, anyway, Pertho. it's mystery, hidden things, the feminine, the vagina, the pawn, the magic, the initiation, friendly competition. Even there's this like magical essence about femininity, and especially about the ability to birth new life, and this mysterious manifestation. It's very universally divine energy connected. I feel like there's so much I could say about Pertho, but I feel like this coming through as like your blessings over the next 6 months shows that this feminine energy healing is going to be tremendous for you. I think that it is going to bring forward so much more than I could share in a general reading. I think that this would be great if you wanted to pull a few cards for yourself later, to get yourself your personal details. Again, this is a very personal type of reading coming up on a very general platform. So if you are interested in that, you can pull those yourself, or you could always book a reading with me on my website. There's such a magic coming in for you, and I love that for you. We're gonna do these last cards from this other deck. I wanted to ask messages for your next 6 months. Okay. Messages for you for the next 6 months. In this, remember to take care of yourself and your needs. That did come out reversed, so you might find yourself struggling to take care of yourself and your needs for a bit at first, and then you'll realize it's a problem and you'll have to face that problem. Or, maybe you don't face it and you have to repeat it. I hope not, but release your assumptions as they are clouding your ability to see clearly. Release your assumptions as they are clouding your ability to see clearly. And again, this one came out reversed, so there's probably a struggle connected with there. Something you get to recognize and move into. Do not ignore it. Talk about it. Do not ignore it. You got to talk about it. Again, it came out reversed at first. There's something where it almost feels like those three combined show that you get like stuck and you pull away like kind of inwardly, and maybe in that you stop taking care of yourself as you should, and maybe people notice, maybe they don't, but there's a lot of encouragement in these messages from your guides to over the next 6 months to take care of yourself. Remember what your needs are. Make sure they're getting met. Release the assumptions you have. You don't want your ability to see clearly being clouded. And to speak up and talk about it. Don't just ignore issues coming up in your life. And if you notice, okay, so you've got this like red rose theme coming over here. Then you have the red roses connected here. With this blue orb, and over here you have a blue orb again, and you have like some different color flowers, so it feels like this may be a little bit linear, overlapping. I'm hearing linear, where you kind of notice this first, and as you're working on this you notice this, and as you're working on this you notice that, and then these like light color flowers almost feel like, okay, you're walking away like enlightened after this last card. So I just love this vibe for you, and these messages for you. I hope this was helpful. I will talk to you soon. Have a tremendous new moon eclipse. As for my current offerings, you are more than welcome to go to my website and book me for a reading. I have hour-long readings available right now to be booked. I also have mini readings available if you're interested in a shorter timeline, shorter reading, These are also available as subscriptions if you'd like to get them monthly or weekly. Those are really great, like regular check-in type readings, those mini ones. That's available. You also get a huge discount. You also get a huge discount for being on that subscription. Let's see, if you are interested in chatting with me and having a card pull just here and there, go ahead and follow me on TikTok, because I go live on TikTok and we do card pulls for people coming in with questions. Sometimes I'll have a theme for the night. Other times I'll just roll with it and do free card pulls on my TikTok live streams, which, if you catch me at the right time, it's meant to be, and you'll get an answer right away. So yeah, if you want to watch more videos with me, we have a really fun new channel going called Lunar Monday, where we've been talking about all things witchy and making witchy crafts and spells. We made this recently. This is my spell jar. There's a little temperance card in there. If you look up at it all close and stuff. Currently, as I'm filming this right now, Dark Alignment is still on pause, but I'm trying to put some content out there just to keep it fun for a while. Anything else? I think that's it. Stay tuned. Check in here for more pick a card readings and Sun Moon Rising interviews. I love hearing from you guys, so let me know which messages from which deck impacted you the most or hit you the hardest, and it makes it sound so aggressive. Yeah, let me know which parts really hit you the hardest, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.